Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing well. In my last video, I got a bunch of comments asking, how do I find a true long-term care rider? All I can find is the accelerated benefits rider on these life insurance policies. So in this video, I'm going to give you a little bit more information on how to go out and find a long-term care policy with a true long-term care rider so you can get it and be able to opt out of the Washington State long-term care tax. So remember, first time here, make sure you hit that red button below to subscribe so you don't miss future updates just like this one. So many insurance companies are going to have what they call long-term care rider, but you do have to be really specific on the rider that you want. So when you're looking for these long-term care riders, you want to be clear with the company that you're looking for a policy with a true long-term care rider that falls under tax code 7702B. So this is the tax qualified long-term care rider that's going to meet the requirements so you can opt out of the Washington State long-term care tax. So you want to make sure you're very clear what you're looking for so you don't end up with the wrong policy or with something with the wrong rider that doesn't get you to opt out. And remember that this is completely different than a life insurance policy that has a chronic illness rider, terminal illness rider, critical care illness rider, or accelerated benefits. They have much different terms for those. All those fall under a different tax code, 101G. Those ones, the really difference between them is how they pay out. So those accelerated benefits essentially give you a lump sum of cash to use all at once, and they don't put any restrictions on it. So if a doctor certifies you have a chronic illness, which is a permanent illness that you're gonna have the rest of your life, the doctor signs off on it, the insurance is gonna cut you a check for a lump sum of cash, and you can pretty much do whatever you want with it. So if you wanted to go on a cruise, go vacation, I mean, it's really completely what you want to do with it. So because they do that, that voids what they consider a true long-term care policy. When you get the right long-term care rider, they're going to give you a set amount per month that has to be used for medical care. Now these can become on an indemnity basis, which means they're just going to give you that money each and every month for you to spend on care, or some of them do on a reimbursement basis. So basically you have to submit receipts for the type of costs you incurred, and then the insurance company is going to reimburse you for those costs up to what the policy allows. Now back to that accelerated long-term care rider, because those fall under a different tax code, the 101G, technically not all the payments that come out are going to be completely tax-free. There may be a portion of it that is taxable to you. So you got to be careful with how much it gets paid out and what tax you may incur with that. Now the other big difference between the two, so I mentioned earlier that the accelerated benefit or the chronic illness part, the doctor has to certify that you have a permanent condition. When you have a true long-term care rider, your condition doesn't have to be permanent. So for example, if you suffered a minor stroke and you're unable to do 2 of the 6 things of daily living, then that would qualify you to start receiving payments with a true long-term care rider, even if you're expected to make a full recovery in 6 months. They can still help you with those bills for those 6 months' time. So that's really a key difference between the true long-term care rider and the accelerated benefits. So now where can you go to find one of these true long-term care riders? So there's a couple companies that you can look into that I know for sure have it. So you can look at companies like Nationwide. I know they have one for sure. That's who I'm currently using for my wife and her policy. Pacific Life has a true long-term care rider. AXA, or Equitable as they're called, has a true long-term care rider. I believe John Hancock is another one you can look into. And I believe Lincoln also has a true long-term care rider. So I would contact those 5 companies to shop quotes around, see if they still have long-term care riders, see if they place any restrictions for Washington State during this time when this new tax is going into place. Some companies have changed the restrictions and requirements, making it harder to get coverage and stuff. So check with all of them before jumping into a policy to see what's up with them. So I hope that helps make things a little bit clearer and give you guys a little bit of sense of direction of where to go to find the long-term care rider you guys are looking for. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Hope to see you guys next time. Remember that your future depends on what you do today.